What is going on, and welcome back to another episode of I Coach Nutrition Radio, coming at y'all a little dressed up. Wife and I are about to head out for date night here, but wanted to knock out these podcasts before doing so. And so today's podcast episode, we're going to be diving into nutrition advice during the holidays, right? So nutrition advice during the holidays. There's a lot of people that they really have a tough time with nutrition during the holidays, whether that be Christmas, right, or Thanksgiving that just passed. But essentially this idea that, on that day, they are thinking about food. They're stressing out about food. They're worried about how to be healthy on these days or how to keep their nutrition dialed in on these days. And I realize that this is not for everybody, right? Not everybody's thinking about this. Not everybody's stressed out about this. But the reality of it is that there are some, right? I have plenty of clients that this is a time that gives them a lot of stress and anxiety. And the reality of it is, my advice around the holidays looks like this. The holidays are something that come around once a year, right? And as much as food is a big part of the holidays, right, and it's a big part of so many traditions with so many different families, you don't need to make the holidays about food, right? It truly is not about the food. Food is a part of it, right? But ultimately, these holidays are meant to be celebrated. They're meant to be enjoyed. They're meant to be spent with your family and your friends and coworkers. And you're supposed to, really reflect on the last year and be grateful that everything that you have in your life, right, and the opportunities that you've been given this past year. And, as you're looking into this next year, really thinking about, what you want to accomplish. And so I think, just my big advice when it comes to, nutrition in the holidays is just not to let, these few days sit here and stress you out. I always like to kind of just put it in perspective in that this is literally like just a few days of the year, right? And the reality of it is if you can think about the rest of the time, right, and think about being, dialed in with your nutrition the majority of the time rather than the minority of the time, that's ultimately the name of the game, right? There's too many people that get like stressed out and worried about, you know, like, again, just like a few days of the year. And, a lot of the times these people are, they're not, doing what they should the majority of the time. And so, I'm going to kind of, I guess, break it down like this, right? When you think about holidays, and the question comes up of like, how do you diet on a holiday, right? And I mean, to be honest, my advice for most people is you don't. Um, like at the end of the day, how many times per year do you celebrate a holiday, right? Probably not that many, right? If there's 365 days in a year, maybe 10 days ish, right, depending upon what you celebrate, you're celebrating one of these holidays. And so when you start to understand kind of the art of finding balance, you can see that holidays are meant to be enjoyed. And if these times of the year stress you out, then I do want to offer up kind of some life hacks here, if you will, that will hopefully kind of give you some peace of mind. All right, so life hack number one: don't stuff your face, right? Simply eat until you're satisfied or 80% full, right? Or in other words, you could say, don't eat like an asshole, right? We've all been there before, so stuffed that we can't even get up from the table. But why, right? Instead, just simply enjoy the foods you want to enjoy, right? Without acting as if you're never going to eat these foods again. You're never going to have the opportunity to be able to eat these foods again, right? A lot of people don't know that it actually takes your body 15 to 20 minutes after you start eating for your digestive system to signal to your brain that you are satisfied. So if you can eat slowly and properly chew your food for optimal digestion, then this will also allow you to be able to truly enjoy your food and savor the flavor rather than just, mindlessly eating there. All right, life hack number two: stay active, right? Just because it's the holidays doesn't mean you should skip your workouts, right? Do your best to schedule morning workouts, right? Or at least stay active, right? Most, of the time when you're traveling, right, you can be able to at least go for a walk, bring the family along, do a body weight workout. If you have access to any type of gym or gym equipment, knock out a workout in that regard. If you're staying in a hotel or resort or something like that, these places all have gyms, right? And so you can always be active. And worst case scenario, you can definitely be able to, at a bare minimum, at least go for a walk, do body weight workouts, so on and so forth. Even after for those of you that like to celebrate and, there's alcohol consumption, right? Even after a night out, if you get up that next morning and you go and work out and you sweat it out, right? You feel so much better, right? And your body will always thank you for doing that. All right, so life hack number 3, mental affirmations, right? So look, listen, I realize that life happens. Life happens to me, life happens to you, life happens to all of us, right? And it's okay. This is life, right? We are all imperfect human beings. But it's not about the mistake. It's so much more about the conversation that you are having with yourself, right? The conversation that's going on in between your ears, right? And holidays are meant to be enjoyed with family and friends. So whether you decide to indulge a little bit or whether you decide to indulge a lot, remember how you felt during the process, right? Did you enjoy it physically, right? Did you enjoy it socially, right? What was your favorite part of the holiday? What was your favorite part of the experience, right? What did you learn about yourself this time around compared to the last? That's something that always gets brought up with clients is if you think about this holiday, right, compared to the last holiday or previous holidays before, what was your relationship with food during this time, right? What did that dynamic look like, right? Did you go into it with somewhat of a plan, right? Did you follow through with that plan, right? Because holidays look different for everybody. Some people, they want to enjoy their holidays and they don't want to think about any of this stuff. And some people, they do want to have a plan, right? And there's no right or wrong here. It's ultimately just figuring out what works best for you. So ask yourself these questions, right? Before and after the holidays. And remember, the big takeaway here is that there are 365 days in a year. And a small percentage, a small percentage of those days make up holidays. So please don't sweat the small stuff, right? Play the long game. You are a product of what you do the majority of the time, right? Not the minority of the time. So I hope this helps. Merry Christmas. If you celebrate Christmas, happy holidays, right? And the same advice here goes for Thanksgiving, for birthdays, as we head into New Year's, right? All of these different holidays. So I know that I'm going to enjoy my holiday with my family and my friends and my coworkers. And I hope you do the same. So thank you for listening and watching as always, and Merry Christmas and happy holidays from iCoach Nutrition. Thanks, guys. Bye.